see you soon, but that was all maybe a year ago. Didn't know time was of the essence.
News can confirm that there's an acute water shortage at the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital for the past few days. Doctors, nurses and other staff of the facility as well as patients are bearing the brunt of the acute water shortage. They worry the problem could result in an outbreak of cholera. The situation we can confirm is so serious that relatives of patients are barred from using the hospital's toilets. But the communications director of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Michael Ajaman, has denied the report, claiming the taps are flowing. According to him, the only problem that Korle Bu was facing at the moment was water fluctuations that he said has already been resolved.
PRO also denied claims medical assistants were playing the role of doctors.
On Sunday, the Ghana Medical Association issued a statement that...
My name is Brian Anafo. Thanks so much for staying there for the big story. I will go to Korle Bu straight away. Yafoswa Jemfi is there, has been monitoring the situation. Yeah, thanks so much for coming in now. Tell us exactly how serious is the situation there at the moment? Hello, yeah.
Hello, Nana.
Right. Thanks so much for coming through from the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. Now, tell us how serious is the situation at the moment?
Okay, Nana. There's erratic water supply to the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. They say has been happening for about a week now. So, like since last week, Wednesday, the hospital has been experiencing this erratic water shortage, and it is making healthcare delivery to both patients and workers of the hospital very difficult. I tried to speak to some of the patients, and one man I met who has been there for about a week now is so worried about the situation because he says both the child and mother have been admitted at the hospital, and he had to be carrying a gallon to get water for both the mother and the child to bath every morning and every evening. And the situation for him is very serious because sometimes when there's no water, he would have to go get a bag of water, sachet water, 2 cedis every day to make sure that both mother and child are okay. Trying to speak to other patients as well, they mentioned that sometimes it's even difficult to visit the washrooms because it's an eyesore. When there's no water flowing, they find it very difficult to use the place, and they are sometimes even prevented from entering the place as well. And then I also paid a visit to the child health department, and at this place we tried looking at the 7 reservoirs that the department has, and it was only one of them that had water inside. The rest of the 6 are empty as we talk to you now, and then it's making the situation very difficult for patients at the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital.
You earlier told us that the erratic water supply started some few days ago. When did it start, and is management aware of the situation?
Hello, Nana.
I'm asking that you told us earlier that the erratic water supply started some days ago. Now, when did it actually start? And is management aware of the situation?
Yeah, management confirmed to this situation. We spoke to the public relations officer, Mustafa Salifu, who said they have been relying on private water suppliers for the provision of water. And as the situation is, they also have their own water tankers, but then they had to contract the services of private water tankers to also add up to the number. So even though the situation isn't so good, they try to fill in the gaps at this moment. And the situation, it's not so good for them because it's something that they really didn't plan for, but then they had to make provision for these private water suppliers to get them water for healthcare delivery.
Now, you tell me, is this something that is occurring once, or the hospital has been experiencing water shortages for quite some time now?
Hello?
Yeah, if you can reposition yourself well, I'm asking that, is this once in a while occurrence, or the facility has been experiencing water shortages for a longer period than what has just happened?
Okay, Nana, I can hardly hear you, but then let me just say that this 1 week erratic water situation, they say it's not the worst form of its experience, though, but then it looks like around 2 a.m. Sometimes the water, they get water flowing through the tap. So it means that patients would have to wake up very early in the morning or late at night to make sure that they get water for the following morning's day. But then I asked from management if it has affected their operations in any way, but they mentioned that especially with the theater operations, it didn't really affect them because they make sure that no surgery is being postponed, but make sure that at least there is water being supplied to the surgical department for of the various operations being scheduled to take place.
If you can hear me, though the lines are bad, has management heard from the Ghana Water Company why the erratic water supply?
Hello, Nana, I can hardly hear you.
Yeah, we'll have to call you back. Yafuswa is there at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. We're told that there's an acute water shortage, but let me try and speak to the public relations officer of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital whilst we clear Yafuswa's line. Mustafa has just joined me. Mustafa, thanks so much for speaking to us. Hello, Mustafa, are you on the line?
Yes.
Right. Thanks so much for speaking to us. First of all, the water shortages there. What have you heard from Ghana Water Company Limited?
Hello, the line is not very clear now.
Right. Mustafa will try and call you back quickly. Information reaching us is indicating that the Kolebu Teaching Hospital is grappling with a serious water shortages. We are told that for some days now, the facility has not received any water. Water, we're told, runs through the taps at midnight, and what they're able to store is what they use. Yafuswa has been talking to some patients there who are claiming that they have to go around buying sachet water to use at their various wards, and the situation, we're told, is getting serious. But the Ghana Water Company, its communications director, Michael Ajman, is denying of any water shortage to the facility. He claims that it's irregular, what he referred to as regular water supply fluctuation to that part of the city of Accra. We'll try hard to establish contact with him to tell us more about the situation there. But our lines are not good. Mustafa, I'm told, is back on the line. Mustafa, can you hear me better now?
Yes, now the line is much better.
Right. Thanks so much for staying there. Now, first of all, let me find out, have you received any word from the Ghana Water Company Limited about the situation there?
I spoke with our engineers some time ago, and they have told me that normal supply has been restored. So they are receiving water and the normal inflow into our reservoir. So that is what I've gotten from our engineers.
And when they say normal supply has been restored, then it means that it was taken off.
Can you say that again?
I'm asking that they told you, your engineers told you that normal supplies has been restored. It means that a normal supply was taken off.
Yeah, we're having erratic supply of water into the reservoir. And when you don't have sufficient water in the reservoir, it means you cannot pump to the department. So we have to fall back on water tankers to normalize the situation. You know, the nature of the service we provide is such that we cannot afford not to have water.
Right.
So we'll go to all lengths to make sure that there's water so that we can continue carrying out surgeries, seeing our patients, and then managing those that we have in the wards.
And I'm asking that when it has to happen that Ghana Water would have to cut off normal supplies, were you told in this particular instance if they were going to perhaps ration the amount of water you get at the facility?
You know, we're having supplies, but it was not coming as at the usual rate. So what our focus was to make sure that we take measures to make sure that the shortfall does not affect us. So we got in touch with Ghana Water, and then today, fortunately, they told us that the not regular supply has been restored. So we are always in touch with Ghana Water, and usually when they are carrying out their regular maintenance and they are not going to be able to supply us with the required amount of water, we are told, and then we are given permission to fetch from. They have certain locations. We are given permission to draw water from those areas to supply the hospital. So we have good working relations with Ghana Water, and I'm sure we keep it that way because they know the importance of the service that we provide, and then they know water is one of the critical ingredients that we need to keep providing our service.
Sure, you were informed by Ghana Water about this particular erratic supply. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, what I'm saying, yes, we're informed by them. We're informed. We complained that we're not having the usual supply, and then we started looking at ways. There are even discussions as to how we can have a permanent solution to this type of problem by having a direct supply line from the headworks, so that Kolebu will always have water, even if other areas will not have water.
So when you run into emergency, you said that you put in some measures to ensure that your operations are not adversely affected. But speaking to some patients, they had to go out and buy sachet water. The measures that you put in, did they work? They didn't work?
The measures worked. If the measures didn't work, I'm sure you would have heard that patients were asked to go home without receiving service. You know, at the initial stages, there were delays in carrying out certain services. But when we realized that it was going to take quite some time, we decided to reinforce the strategy that we have to make sure that patients have water in the wards, we have water to carry out our surgeries, and then we have water to keep the hospital running. So the measures we took worked because we just cannot afford not to have water, because water is a critical component of
for your operations.
The ingredients we use, yes, for our operations.
Right. Mustafa, don't drop your line yet. Let me speak to Mr. Michael Adjuman. He is the Communications Director, Ghana Water Company Limited, Accra Region. He's just joined us here. Mr. Adjuman, thanks so much for speaking to us.
Yeah, thank you.
I am sure you have heard of the situation at Kolebu, the nation's teaching hospital. Now, is it a normal situation of water fluctuation or a problem related to supply of water to the facility?
What is the situation like now?
According to officials of the facility, water supply to the facility has been erratic for the past 5 days.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you, is it a situation of a problem with supplying water to Kolebu, or It's what we have come to know as a normal fluctuation with water supply.
No, as you indicated, you said the past 5 days that they have been facing erratic water supply. So
exactly.
I suspect they've been having normal water supply. But what has happened over the last 5 days is that we're having power supply challenges at Wija. You know, Wija supplies water to Kolebu. So because of water, power supply problems, we're having difficulty pumping water into the city of Accra. So that explains it. But I'm happy to learn that now the situation has normalized. They fixed the problem yesterday. We started pumping water into the city of Accra. So all those areas could be included are now getting water.
This issue of power to pump water, it keeps recurring. Can we ever get it resolved?
Well, we depend on power to pump water into the city. So anytime we have supply, power challenges, that is what is happening. Because don't forget, they are machines and they are bound to stop working, and they can even decide to stop it to undertake routine maintenance program. When that happens, then we have to inform people that we are not going to pump. So that is what is happening. Then we may be having these challenges.
Some have argued this issue of having difficulties with power. Some have argued that Ghana Water could have a generator of its own. Is that possible?
It's not possible, my friend. If you know the amount of power that you need to just turn our pumps around, you marvel. And if you want to buy a generator, the fuel and all of it, it's not feasible at all. So for now, because don't forget, the water system is very big. We are bringing about 53 million gallons of water into the city every day. And the pump that we have, the volume of power that we need is so great. So we always have to depend on electricity company of Ghana to give us power.
You say that the amount that will be needed to buy this particular generator is so huge that we can't afford it. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm trying to say is that then we need to also get our own power station. But I'm saying that we can't do that now. We only need to concentrate on our power, supplying water, and then electricity has to give us power.
Can we continue relying on ECG? Can we do that? Because this thing keeps happening.
Definitely. For now, that is all that we have to rely on them. Because we can't be generating power and at the same time generating water. So what we have to do is that they are into power generation. We have to depend on them to do our work. Because if you ask, it's just like being Kolebu out there. So if once power goes up, they may not be able to do a lot of their activities. Or you people are more busy. If you don't have power, you can't work. So
but Multi-TV has a generator, so when ECG goes
and
up...
I'm saying that is because your equipment is such that you can depend on generators. You can use any generator now.
You are not saying that Ghana cannot afford a generator to power your machines at Wager. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm saying, the equipment there, if we are looking at some small systems, for us, these small systems are Kade or Kibi and the rest, that is okay. But what we have in Wager now, so big that we need to depend on the power supply from electricity of Company of Ghana.
Have we explored getting a generator on our own? Have we explored that? Or we think that the machines we have are too huge?
I'm saying that with the smaller systems like what we have in Apeja, B and the rest, and We can do that.
I am talking about wager. I am talking about wager.
We can't do it now. I'm saying we can't do it
we
now.
can do it, but we can't do it now. That is what you're saying.
That is it.
Because of the amount of money involved.
Yeah, even the amount of power that you need.
We can't do it now.
Yeah.
Right. Perhaps the concerns also being raised is that when, for instance, Korle Bu has no water and they rely on unwholesome sources and people get sick for the diseases, the amount that the country will lose perhaps will be equal to the same amount of money would have spent in looking for a generator for wager.
Look, we see. I'm not very sure. I'm trying to say that the amount of energy that you require. You see, the generator that you need to install out there, it's not economically viable. So you need to, for now, we need to depend on this. We just pray that that power will not go off. Otherwise, as for prayers, we will pray. But when we don't have water and we drink unwholesome water and the whole country gets sick, I don't think we can equate that to whichever amount we need to buy the generator to keep our pumps running. I mean, if the whole country is drinking unwholesome water and we get sick, we cannot equate that to whatever amount we need to buy a generator to get wager running. I'm trying to tell you that if I'm looking at, we have some systems that are using generators. But I'm saying that with the capacity of the wager, we realize that it's not even economically sound for us to put a generator and then get on. And then even the generator that we are going to find it difficult to get for now. So what I'm saying is that if there are smaller systems like what we have in KB, Apeja, and the rest, that's okay. We do it. We have generators on some of these systems. But for now, all that we have to do is depend on the electricity of Company of Ghana for power
to give us power. Right. Besides, let's leave it here. Thanks so much for speaking to me here on the big story. Mustafa, are you on the line?
Yes.
Right. Thanks so much for staying there. Clearly, the Ghana Water Company is not in a situation to assure the public of constant water supply. Mr. Ajima has just told us that all they do is to sit down and pray for ECG to give them power. Now, Korle Bu, what are you doing in case you run into trouble, as Mr. Ajima is saying, to fix your water challenges?
You know, besides the reservoir, which we are planning to expand, we at the Mineral Department, we have these reservoirs, the departmental reservoirs, to make sure that we store enough water to keep the service going. And if water in those reservoirs run out, then it means we have to fall back on the private water suppliers. Some of them are quite advanced, and what they do is that they have their own boreholes, so they don't rely on Ghana Water to draw water to serve the hospital. So we are entering into an agreement with them so that if such a situation should arise, they will be on hand to serve the hospital. As I keep mentioning, if we need water at every particular time to carry out our operation, so that's why we think that there's a need for us to enter into this kind of arrangement.
Finally, let's wrap up this conversation. Mr. Ajimai noted that the two of you are exploring getting a direct supply from wager. How quick are you working on that? Hello, Mustafa.
Hello.
I'm asking that the Ghana Water Company said that the two of you, Ghana Water and Korle Bu, are exploring getting a direct supply from wager. And I'm asking, how quick are you working on that?
This is something that is still being discussed. We haven't finalized work on it, but we as a hospital we want it to be done as quickly as possible. But that to be dependent on getting the required resources. You know, such a project will involve quite a lot of money. But I think it's also important for us to have this kind of direct line so that it will ease the the erratic supply of water that we experience once in a while.
Mustafa, let's leave it here. Thanks so much for speaking to me. Mustafa Salif, who is the Public Relations Officer of Kolebu Teaching Hospital. The news is that normal water supply is being restored according to the Ghana Water Company Limited. There was some power fluctuation at the Wager pumping station, resulting in fluctuation in supply of water. But we're told that normal water supply is being restored. Yakutwa Gempi is there. As you get us more on this particular issue of water to Kolebu later on at 8 o'clock. But this is wrapping up the first part of the show for now. We're getting interactive in the next few seconds. Gladys will be joining me. Stay there. My name is Gladys.
Always in a rush, never stay on the phone long enough. Why am I so self-important? Said I'd see you soon, but that was maybe a year ago. Didn't know time was of the essence. So many questions, but I'm talking to myself.
It's time to get interactive, and Gladys has joined me. What is trending today?
Today, what is trending on social media generally is about the film producers who have threatened to arrest drivers who show movies in their cars.
Should they arrest them?
They are yet to start that from February 1. They are starting that one, so we'll see how it goes.
Welcome to the show, Gladys.
Thank you, Nana. Right, so my name is Gladys Osei Oredu. Time to get interactive with you. Let's get into this conversation together via our social media platforms. You can join us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/joynewsontv, or you can send us a tweet, twitter.com/joynewsontv. The handle is @joynewsontv or #JNInteractiveGH. You could also send us email through joynewsim@multitvworld.com. Let's get this conversation going right here on Joy News. Well, so I can boast that I am your most authoritative and dependable partner when it comes to issues trending on social media. And today, I had a good laugh on what most of you have been talking about. And it seems it's topping the chart on Twitter, Facebook, Viber, WhatsApp, name it. Anyway, for the latter-day saints, I mean those of you who are unaware, let me just tell you. Well, Ghanaian filmmakers are threatening to arrest persons who show their movies for commercial purposes without buying copyright. These people include drivers who show Ghanaian movies in vehicles for their passengers. As well, so according to the producers, the act is killing their industry. And this is what they mean by that. What they mean is that if you are a driver or bus manager and you show the Ghanaian movies for your passengers, they are unwilling to go and buy the CD and watch because they already watched it in your car. And the argument is that you need, as an individual or group of persons, to acquire a permit from the Ghana movie industry before you can show those movies. What are people saying about this? Well, let's find out.
Well, since they are protecting the movie industry, I think it's a good thing. But on the other hand, since it's not something they are making copies to the, let's say the passengers, let's say the bus, if they are showing this in the bus, since they are not making copies for them to go and watch free, but it's just, somebody might come and join the bus whilst it's just about, 20 seconds to end the movie. So it's another way to advertise the movie for them also. So I don't really see it as, it has two ways. It helps them in some way to advertise their movie. On the other hand, it's those who get the chance to watch the full clip too, will not have any interest to watch it in a second time again. So, but actually, the movie, you brought the movie out to show to the people. So I don't see the difficulty in that. Because most of the people too like to join the car to entertain themselves and all those things. Some of the cars, because of the movie, they attract most of the passengers. So right now, because what you are asking me is, how are they going to stop all this pirating? Is that not so? Fine, that's what I'm saying. Now, if the person is sure, you can't come. There's no one, or maybe they are putting a security to check those who are pirating. Or maybe if they can have committee who can go around, maybe they see a car showing Ghana, where is your permit showing that this is not a pirate, or maybe the CD case or something. The person should be able to provide a CD showing that the person bought this is not a pirated CD.
Okay, as for me, like, it's good and it entertains people, like when you are traveling, so you will not feel bored or sleep. So I like, by if they show it, it will be interesting you to go and buy it, and to go and buy the same movie and watch to see the way the movie will end. Yeah.
I think it is wrong in the first place, because when they show the movies in the car, in a way they're advertising their products for them, and they are not paying them for doing that. Meanwhile, I don't think it will even disturb anything, because it's behind the driver. So the driver is driving the vehicle, and they themselves, they should know that they can reach out to everybody. How many people do go to this stands and then pick the CDs? It is in this, when they see such movies, it will encourage them to go and buy, or maybe ask them where they acquire that thing from. So they are rather, advertising their product for them. So what they are saying, I don't think I agree with them. It is wrong.
I think the CDs that they are watching are also bought by the drivers. Was not pirated or something of that sort. So, well, I don't think it will have so much impact on the sale if they should argue in that perspective. So I feel they should allow them, go on with it, because people love it. People even bought such buses just for the sight of the movie, or seeing that the car will show television and all those things to entertain them to get to their destination. So I think it's the right thing they are doing. I don't think there's any wrong. There's nothing wrong about that.
Well, I am not sure if I should agree with you or otherwise. Well, you have more views anyway. Interestingly, the Ghana movie industry does not have a proper structure in place to give people permit. So this morning on the AM show, a legal practitioner, Mike Osei Jr., said the film producers have no case.
Part of the plans that we're putting up now.
Okay, so I want to start from the point of view that it is a very good thing, and it is an international policy that this should be done. But it's not realistic in Ghana.
Why?
Because we have not put in the procedures and the structures in place to be able to enforce this law. Ghana is a country where we're very good at enacting laws, but we're not very good at enforcement. And this is why I'm excited to see a renowned person like Socrates here, because I know he's a kind of dynamic person who can push that these structures should be there to enable the whole procedure to work. Because as I said, you cannot tell a bus driver that he cannot show movies, and yet if he wants to show movies, what should he do? First of all, there's something called copyright. Copyright means that there's an original author of a work or a product. And in most cases, we're looking at music, we're looking at poetry, we're looking at playwrights, then we can also look at movies. So first of all, the copyright must be registered.
And softwares.
Yeah, I mean, for example,
published works.
Yeah, but we can look at all sorts. I mean, we can go even further to look at intellectual property, or various things that can be copyrighted or registered. Some even will go as far as registered trademarks and all the rest of it.
Patents and etc.
Now, that's where I come in as a lawyer, and it even starts from the industry itself. The industry has a problem. Instead of going to a media and entertainment lawyer somebody who specializes in that field. They go to just any lawyer who treats it as contract law. And because he doesn't understand the intricacies of that industry, you will get, instead of a specific contract, you go and get a generalistic contract. And so the contract is like a hat fit for all sizes.
Right, so that is what the entertainment lawyer Michael Quay Jr. is saying. Let's see what you have been putting on WhatsApp. Let's see how well you agree or disagree. Hash says, Tria. Hey, who said Tria? Sam Fiagbe says, funny, what about the cinemas? Okay, so Hash next time, who said Tria? One is some kind of trouble. Philip Ajay says, their copywriting is rather killing the industry. Philip Ajay says their copywriting is rather killing the industry. Let's see. Kulo Isa Ibn Ali says the filmmakers cannot arrest the drivers because they bought the films. Okay, well, yeah. So supposing they are watching the film in their car and somebody joined, well. Israel says, how then did these drivers get the films? Interesting question there. Yeah, that's yeah. How then did they get the film? They bought it, obviously. Well, let's see. Emmanuel Ansa says they should sue them cause the disc bought is for personal use, not commercial. Okay, that's also coming from Emmanuel Ansa. All right, let's see. Let's see what more you have been saying. Ashish Ali says they rather promoting the movies. I wasn't a fan of Ghanaian movies, but I was forced to watch movies in the bars. So that is how you cultivated the interest of watching movies. Okay, if I get you, Ali, that's probably what you mean. All right, Nash says we know that they do it to promote the movie industry, but it should be done in the right manner. Okay, Nash. What exactly would be the right manner? Please quickly type that for us. Let's see. Mosquito Bumson says, then I think before they should delete it from internet because all over the world they watch Ghana movies. Interesting, Mosquito. Okay, so before they start, they should delete it from the internet. Majid Nambe says, I watched a movie in a bus, and after my journey, I came looking for that same movie to buy. Is that not because of the bus driver? Interesting one there. Yeah, so that's how the movie got advertised to you. Well, Ideas Dos Santos says, that's good. I guess you might have a link to the filmmaker. Kukwa says, education is important, publicity too. You cannot put in place measures and not tell them the consequences. All right, so Kukwa suggests there should be some form of education before they put in those measures. Okay. Nambe Ivo says, outside Ghana, how can they control it? Oh, yeah, interesting. Kojo Nyan says, sure, I agree, because if that is not promoting their industry, then they need to enforce it. Ike Richardson says, producers are bre. Of course. How bre? All right, Bright Bonnie says, I totally disagree. That's coming from Bright Bonnie. He totally disagrees. Okay, let me take a few more. Raphael Kubleno says, oh, it is also a form of advertising movies to passengers. Raphael Kubleno, okay. It's also a way of advertising to passengers. Yeah, a passenger just said he bought after watching. Bagben Yobat says, can that solve the problem? You have a question for the film producers. Can that solve the problem? Ike Kweku, too bad. Yeah, so too bad. You are my last comments from WhatsApp. It indeed is too bad. Let's see. I just would go quickly to Skype and see who is trending on Skype. Okay, so my colleague Ni Akrofi Smart Abe, who has been following the entertainment beat for some time now, he will be telling us what he makes of this whole issue. Hello, Smart.
Hello, Gladys.
Hello, Smart.
Hello, Gladys. I can hear you if you can hear.
Welcome to JN Interactive. Thanks for your time, Smart.
Thank you very much.
What do you make of what the producers are saying to arrest drivers who show movies in their cars?
Well, Gladys, I think it's just fair that the producers demand or ask that people who screen their movies in their cars get permits to do that. Because, I mean, already, you know that the industry is suffering a lot from piracy, issues of piracy all over, from music through to film, even to printed text. They are all suffering from pirates. So if some driver thinks that, okay, just screening a movie is enough to get more passengers, that's going to be for him, for his advantage. He will get more passengers because he'll be screening my hard work for free. So if we need to really push our industry forward, I think it's time we regulated it. And if permits become a requirement, why not? Of course, it's the best way to go about it.
But these cars we're talking about are parked at stations and they load in turns. So how would he get more passengers than the other driver who do not have that in his car? But the transport fare is still same. So how does he benefit commercially?
Well, at the end of the day, yes, it's true. They are all parked at the station. They will all load what they call scale. So if it's 25, they all have the 25 passengers. If it's 50 Ghana to wherever you're going, you all pay 50 Ghana. But the added advantage he will get is that he's using someone's creative work for free. And so his car becomes more or less, if you like, a favorite for many people who enjoy such luxuries, if I can put it that way, or onboard entertainment. You notice when Matilda did the story, for instance, some of the people she spoke to, the passengers, said they preferred these so-called video buses because they get some sort of entertainment. I mean, they don't have to journey all the way from Accra to Kumasi just looking at the bushes on the sides of the roads. Then at least they can get to watch Ejako or Lil Wayne do his own thing. So, of course, those cars become a favorite as compared to the cars that do not have this video service. So, I mean, it's just fair that there's some form of regulation so that, of course, the video producer or the filmmaker at the end of the day also gets some extra coins for his hard work.
How about restaurant operators and other operators who show movies in their various spots and still people come to sit there and watch?
Well, with the restaurants, the difference sometimes with the restaurants is that they tend to tune into cable TV, like multi-TV, for instance. So it's not they per se showing it, it's that they tune into, say, multi-TV or DSTV or any other satellite TV that shows movies. So then you get to watch it. So at the end of the day, you cannot hold them responsible per se. But if they go out of their own way to buy, say, a Jacko in court part 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and they are showing all, then at least, yes, they also have to get the permit before they can screen. Because don't forget, if you take the Hollywood movies, for instance, part of the credits that come says that you cannot or you are not allowed to screen this motion picture commercially. So I think it's about time we make the laws work in this country as well.
I don't know if I should disagree with you. I think I am sure I want to disagree with you on this. What are the structures that are ensuring that these drivers can even go and buy a right from? Where are they buying the rights from?
Good question. That's what I'm saying. It's just fair that if the Film Producer Association say they want to do something like that, we allow them to do. But, of course, the big question is what you've asked. How are we even sure that they are even a united front, if I can put it in that way? Because don't forget, there's been so much back and forth, even in the film industry already. So this is a test for them to be able to come together, to be able to stay together as a group and say that, look, this is what we want to do. This is how we intend to move our industry forward. So let us be able to make this thing work. And that is what they have to do in the first place. If they can't do that, I'm sorry, but it will just be another brilliant idea that will just go to waste.
Well, my difficulty here is that the passengers do not pay extra fee for the movie screening to them. So I still don't get how they are using it for commercial purpose.
Well, once you are not watching it in your room, and that is the driver who bought the CD, once he's not watching it in his room, it is no longer for private viewing. Once he's showing it to 2, 3, 4 people, it becomes public viewing. And in that sense, that is where I think the film producers are coming from, that once you're showing it to the public or to a larger number other than yourself or in your private setting, then you have to get a permit to do that.
When is your movie coming out, Smart?
Oh, it's in the works. Don't worry, you'll be my lead character.
All right, Smart. Thank you so much for talking to us. We have been interacting with my colleague, Ni Akrofi Smart Abe, who has also been sharing his views on the instructive given by the Film Producers Association that with effect from February 1, they are arresting drivers who show their movies illegally without copyright. You just show it. They believe it's for commercial purposes, and they do not want that. They feel that those drivers are killing their hard work that they can earn something, no fuel from. So they are just going to arrest those who embark on those. So let me quickly go to our Facebook and see what you have also been talking about there. So as usual, I wouldn't want to go through the posts. I'll just go through quickly to the comments so we can share a lot more time together on Facebook. Gilbert says, ha ha ha, I don't think they really mean what they are saying, because the drivers often buy the movies they show in their vehicles. They didn't go to steal them. This is technology at its best. So leave these drivers to rest. Well, Philippa J says their copywriting is rather killing the industry. Okay, so let's see. The Eben says the filmmakers cannot arrest the drivers because they bought the films. Okay, let's see. Eric Boache says if you get them jailed, them for life. Well, okay, so Eric, forgive me. I'm not too sure I can read well. Moses Rusty says it costs nothing to abolish these acts. I think it won't bring any effect on either passengers or drivers. Then their market will fall drastically. So you also think that that is one avenue that they get their films advertised. Let's see. Suriwe Maxwell says, I think it's better for the producers and the drivers to come to an agreement because it helps both sides. That drivers get more passengers and the film producers also get free adverts. Let's see, For Real says the drivers bought the movies and they don't take money for showing the movies. It is just like buying a CD and showing to your children. Do they want to tell us that if you have 5 children, each of them must buy a copy of the same movie before they can watch? Okay. All right, so that's your point, For Real. Robert Agbuka says, let the film producers take their war to the TV stations as well, who show their movies without permit. I am not sure about the TV station who shows without permit yet. Well, Robert Agbeko, well. Let's see. Israel says, how then did these drivers get the films? Okay. All right. So Dacha Hene says, this is totally nonsense. Dacha Hene Nananyako, Abronoma the second. I enjoy mentioning your name. Abronoma the second. This is totally nonsense. Sebastian Apia says, even in vehicles, you can't watch it to the end or will not hear the sound vividly. So I can say they are even advertising the movie for you. Andy Clever says, let's talk about serious matters affecting the economy rather than wasting time. Arrest drivers for what? They should rather go back to the drawing board and go do the appropriate thing. Okay, so Andy Clever. Let me just quickly take my last one and let's see who it falls on. All right, bingo, it fell on Nanaya Barima Labi. No news again. We have more news in Odotom and Yulo Krobo Municipal in regards to poor attitude towards education and general corruption in the GES office at Somenya. Come and cover those news and leave these filmmakers. This is not news. Aisha, well, I'm sure what you're asking us to do might not be news for somebody. Well, thank you so much. It's been great coming your way with this edition of JN Interactive. Nana has joined me.
Yes, we'll definitely go to Yulo Krobo to look at that issue on education too. But at 8 o'clock, we'll tell you that Ghana's power sector is getting more exciting. A Japanese group is talking about partnering Ghana to go into power production. That's independent power production. The request come on the back of tariff adjustments, and the group Marabeni Limited was meeting with the Vice President, Parkwesi Misatha, at the Flagstaff House. We'll bring you more later on at 8 o'clock.
And President Mahama has accepted to put up a new arts faculty building for the School of Legon, University of Ghana, Legon, and the President made the announcement in response to a request by the Chairman of the University's Council, Justice Dr. S.K. Dateba, during the 65th anniversary ball of the university. So that's good news for the University of Ghana. For the details, stay tuned at 8.
Right, we'll get to more later on at 2 o'clock. Thanks so much for having stayed there for us. We're back here tomorrow to wrap up for the week, but we have Tarzan Stay coming up right after we leave the studios. My name is Bright Nana.
My name is Gladys Osei Oredu. Thanks for your company.